All right, so we're diving into the Professional Believer's Guide today,
Okay.
chapters 4 and 6.
All right.
It seems like we're really focusing on how faith and work kind of go together.
Yeah, they can be separate in our lives.
Right.
But this book really tries to say, no, they're not.
Yeah, they're very connected.
Absolutely. And so
Yeah.
chapters 4 and 6, walk humbly and walk in your integrity, really put that into practice in the workplace.
Yeah. And, I was thinking about that story in chapter 4
Okay.
when Dr. Fletcher-Lartey is offered a promotion.
Yeah.
And she actually says no.
She does?
She's like, wait, other people are more senior than I am?
Right.
Can you imagine that?
It's pretty countercultural, isn't it?
It's like the opposite of how we normally think.
Definitely.
But she's arguing that humility is actually a strength.
That's right.
It's not a weakness.
It's not a weakness at all. In fact, she compares it to Moses.
Okay.
And the Bible talks about how Moses was one of the most humble men on earth.
Oh, wow.
And think about all Moses did. Yeah.
Leading the Israelites out of slavery?
Parting the Red Sea.
Parting the Red Sea? Come on now.
That's a big deal.
That's high profile, right?
I mean, that's...
What could we do if we had a little bit more humility?
Right.
I know I struggle with that.
Yeah.
Especially in a job with lots of demands on you.
Me too.
You want to prove yourself?
Yeah.
It made me think, where am I holding on to my pride?
Yeah.
Or, thinking I have to do it all myself.
Yeah. Are you self-reliant?
Yeah, exactly.
What about in your own work? Where could you have more humility?
That's a good question.
It's something to think about for sure.
For all of us.
Yeah. And the book also says that humility isn't just about
Yeah.
not bragging about what you've done.
Yeah.
It's more about knowing that all your gifts and abilities come from God.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where's the source
Yeah.
of all this good stuff?
Yeah. I love that example with King David
Oh.
when he was getting ready to build the temple.
Yes.
He's a powerful guy. Powerful king.
Yeah. But he always said,
Yes.
everything I have is from God.
Everything belongs to God.
Yeah.
That changes things, doesn't it?
It does. It's like instead of look what I did,
Right.
it's look what God did through me.
That's it.
Yeah. And I think that can actually help us
Yeah.
in the workplace.
Oh, absolutely.
When we're not so focused on ourselves,
Yeah.
we're more open to learning
Yeah.
and collaborating.
And serving others.
Yeah. And just working with people.
Yeah.
So chapter 6
Okay.
goes into integrity,
Yes.
which is so important
It is.
no matter what you do.
In any job.
Dr. Fletcher-Lartey starts out with a story
Okay.
about being tempted to cheat
Oh, yeah.
in a competition.
Wow.
And she could have won easily,
Yeah.
but she decided to do what was right,
Good for her.
even though it meant losing.
She put her values first.
Yeah. It's powerful
It is.
to put your values above your own personal gain.
Absolutely.
I mean, it made me think about how we have these dilemmas all the time at work.
We do.
Maybe not as big as cheating,
Right.
but still
Yeah.
moments where we decide what we really believe.
That's right. What do you stand for?
Yeah, the book calls this being salt and light in the workplace.
Yes.
It's from the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
where Christians are supposed to
Yeah.
preserve goodness and show truth to the world.
That's right.
But what does that actually look like?
What does that mean day to day?
Right.
Well,
In the workplace.
the chapter breaks it down.
Okay.
Honesty,
Okay.
faithfulness,
Right.
and reliability.
Being truthful,
Yes.
even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard.
And doing what you say you'll do,
Yes.
even when it's not convenient.
Right.
I love how she compares it to salt.
Oh, yeah.
Preserving and making food taste better.
Yeah.
Our words can either help or hurt.
That's a good point.
Right.
It really is.
It makes me think
Yeah.
about how we talk to people,
Yeah.
even just small conversations.
Even casual conversations
Yeah.
can have an impact.
And then there's that idea of
Yeah.
the statistical reliability of our actions.
I love that phrase.
Are we showing up on time?
Are we there when we say we will be?
Are we keeping our promises?
Keeping our promises.
All these little things really show our integrity.
They do. They add up
Yeah, that's
to a
what-
bigger picture.
I'm curious what stands out to you about this whole living with integrity thing
Okay.
at work.
All right.
What are some things that have been hard for you?
One thing that was interesting.
Yeah.
The chapter talked about staying true to your faith, even when people are pressuring you to compromise.
Right.
And Dr. Fletcher-Lartey shares about a colleague
Oh, yeah?
who was tempted to just give it all up
Wow.
because of the pressure at work.
Really?
It shows how important it is
Yeah.
to have a strong foundation
Yeah.
and people who support you
Right.
to help you through those tough times.
Because it's not always easy to stand up for what you believe in.
No, it's not. Especially when it feels like you're going against the grain.
Right.
You're swimming upstream.
You're like the only one.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that quote, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
That's good.
Yeah. And sometimes
Yeah.
that courage means asking God for help.
That's
Like,
right.
the Professional Believer's Guide has a lot of prayers in it.
Yeah.
And one that really stood out to me
Yeah.
was this one.
All right.
O Lamb of God, give me grace throughout my whole life to imitate your meekness and humility. Grant, O Lord, that I may look for nothing, claim nothing.
Beautiful.
It really sums up what we've been talking about.
It does.
Like giving up our ego.
Yes.
Asking God to lead us.
Yeah.
And trying to live humbly and with integrity.
Right.
It reminds us,
Yeah.
we don't have to do this on our own.
We don't. We have help.
Yeah, we can rely on God's grace
Yes.
to help us through all this.
Absolutely.
This whole work and faith thing.
It's a journey.
What stands out to you from that prayer? How does it relate to your experiences at work?
Wow. That's a really good question. It makes you think about what's going on inside before you can even
Right.
really live out humility and integrity.
Yeah,
It's a good journey.
it is.
You don't just arrive.
It's a process.
It's something you're always working on.
Yeah. And it made me think about that idea of statistical reliability
Oh, yeah.
from chapter 6.
Mhm.
It's not just about those big moments of integrity,
Yeah.
but like the everyday stuff.
It's how you live every day.
Is it consistent?
Yes. Are you the same person?
Yeah.
All the time?
For your actions adding up?
Yeah, like building a reputation.
Yeah, brick by brick.
Brick by brick. I like that.
Each little thing,
Yeah.
every deadline you meet,
Yeah.
every promise you keep.
It shows who you are.
Yeah, it really shows
There are people.
that you're not faking it.
Yes, you're the real deal.
You're living out your values.
It's not a show.
Yeah. And that consistency is powerful.
Very powerful.
It builds trust
Absolutely.
with everybody.
With everyone you work with.
Yeah. Do you think you can learn to be reliable like that? Or is it just something you're born with?
I think maybe it's a little of both.
Okay.
Some people are naturally
More consistent.
more consistent. Yeah. But I think
You can get better at it.
you can work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like anything else.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, practice and really meaning to do it.
Yeah, being intentional.
Yeah, and it's worth it.
Yeah,
It's good for your career.
for sure.
But it also gives you peace of mind,
Yeah.
knowing you're living the way you believe.
That's huge.
It is.
Especially
When your job is stressful.
right when there's pressure.
When there's deadlines and people are demanding things.
Yeah, exactly. When you have a lot on your plate.
When things are tough, you have that stability, that purpose from your faith.
Yeah, an anchor in the middle of a storm.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so I want to shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about this idea of being a destiny helper.
Yes.
It's all over these chapters.
Dr. Fletcher-Lartey loves that idea.
Yeah. What do you think it means?
What does it mean?
Like in the workplace.
Okay.
How do we actually help people find their purpose?
That's a big question.
It is a big question, but it's beautiful.
It is. It's powerful.
Yeah.
I think it starts with seeing the good in everyone.
Okay.
Like everybody has value.
Right, yeah.
Everybody has something to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just look at their job title
Right.
or what's on their resume.
See them as a person.
See the person.
Yeah.
See what they're good at.
Their gifts.
Their gifts and talents.
Amen.
And then help them use those gifts.
How do we do that?
Well, maybe you mentor someone.
Okay.
Maybe you encourage them.
Okay.
Maybe you connect them with someone who can help them.
Okay.
Or you just listen to them.
Really listen.
Yeah, hear their ideas.
Their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, what they want to do.
And sometimes
Sometimes.
being a destiny helper
Yeah.
means speaking up for someone
Yeah, advocating for them.
if they don't have a voice.
If they can't do it themselves.
Yeah. Use your influence.
However much you have.
Yeah, to help them.
To help them rise up.
It's amazing to think
It is.
that sometimes the littlest things
The small things.
can make the biggest difference.
Yes, just being kind.
Yeah.
Giving good advice.
We're just telling someone,
Yeah.
I believe in you.
You can do it.
That can change their life.
It really can.
And as Christians,
Yeah.
we have this special opportunity
We do.
to be those people
To be that light
in the workplace.
in the
We're
workplace.
supposed to love our neighbors.
Yes.
And that means everyone.
Everyone.
Our coworkers,
Our clients.
even our competitors.
Yes, even them.
It's about showing grace.
Grace and compassion.
Yeah.
Even when things are crazy at work.
Even with all the deadlines.
Yes. And the pressure.
Yeah, the performance reviews.
It's not easy.
And Dr. Fletcher-Lartey also talks about
Yeah.
celebrating other people's success.
Yes.
It's so easy to just focus on ourselves.
It is. We get caught up in our own goals.
Yeah, our own ambitions.
But it's not a competition.
Right.
Where if someone else wins, you lose.
Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game.
That's right, when we celebrate each other.
Yeah.
It creates a good environment.
It shows
an environment of generosity.
that you're not threatened by other people's success.
It shows that you're happy for them.
Yeah, you're inspired by it.
Yes, and that can spread.
Like a good attitude is contagious.
It is.
It reminds me of that quote.
Yeah.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
I like that.
When we help other people,
yeah,
it helps everyone.
We all benefit.
And I know this might sound like we're dreaming.
A little idealistic.
Yeah, especially in the workplace.
Where it's so competitive.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get ahead.
But I really believe if we do these things,
if we practice humility
and integrity,
and if we serve others, we can make work better.
A better experience.
For everyone.
For everyone, not just ourselves. Maybe we'll even
discover our own purpose
along the way. It's not about like reaching some big goal that everyone sees, but more about finding that feeling of purpose in what you do and how you affect others.
Yeah, it's not about waiting for the perfect moment to make a difference.
Right. It's about taking those everyday chances, those little interactions.
The small things that add up.
The small acts of service that can really impact the people around you.
Yeah, like maybe it's just helping a coworker who's feeling stressed or taking the time to mentor someone new.
Exactly. You don't have to do something huge.
It's those little choices we make every day that really matter.
The consistent ones, the ones you do on purpose.
And speaking of consistency,
yeah,
one thing that really struck me in both chapters was the focus on prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Fletcher-Lartey talks about how prayer isn't just a last resort.
Right.
It's like a tool for dealing with all the ups and downs of work.
It's essential.
It's about bringing your worries, your hopes, your dreams to God and asking for his guidance.
Yeah, in every decision.
It's not just about asking for things, though.
No, it's about aligning yourself with what he wants.
Yeah, and trusting that he has a plan.
Even when you can't see it.
Yeah, even when you don't know what's coming.
It's like having a partner in your work.
Yeah, someone who's always there to give you advice and support.
Someone to encourage you.
And that's especially important when you're facing those tough choices.
Right.
Like that story about Dr. Fletcher-Lartey's colleague.
Yeah, who was tempted to give up their faith.
It's like prayer gives you the strength to stay true to what you believe.
It's like putting on armor.
Before a battle.
Yeah, spiritual armor.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into chapters 4 and 6
of the Professional Believer's Guide,
I want to leave you with this question.
Right.
What's one small thing you can do this week to bring these ideas of humility, integrity, and service into your own work?
In your own life.
Yeah, maybe it's being more careful about what you say, or celebrating your coworkers' wins, or just taking a few minutes each day to pray.
To connect with God.
And ask for his guidance.
This doesn't have to be a big thing.
Whatever it is, do it on purpose.
Be intentional.
And trust that even the smallest actions can make a difference.
They really can.
And remember, you don't have to do this alone.
You have help.
God is with you every step of the way.
Providing you.
Strengthening you.
Giving you the power to make a difference.
At work and in your whole life.
And everywhere you go.
Until next time, keep diving deep